Hello!
Hello friends, and welcome to a world of cheap tat and incredibly harsh lighting. Now there's a good reason for that. The harsh lighting, not the cheap tat. You see, the items I'm going to review today I've actually had for about 2 years, and I've only just got round to reviewing them. Why? You scream at me and point accusingly. Well, it's because it's almost impossible to video the screens of the damn thing and actually see what's going on. Hence the need for the incredibly powerful halogen light, which is almost touching my face. Suntan. Okay, are we ready? Because here's today's toot. Presenting for your delectation, the Game King. 3 in 1. This is what we used to call a Hong Kong original, in that it's a whole system made in China on the cheap. I mean, it has its own cartridges, its own games, and is literally its own proprietary format. And it isn't ripping off another console at all. Well, alright, it's obviously made to look a bit like the original Game Boy Advance, even down to fake shoulder buttons, naughty. But, you know, it exists in its own little world, much like politicians. OK, let's see what it is. It is translucent blue. Which is interesting, because it shows you that there's a speaker this side and not this side, where they've pretended there's one. Should have made it opaque, people, if you're going to hide things in it. Or the lack of things. Select button, start button, D-pad, reset power, A button, B button, fake shoulder pads, cartridge. I thought that was a headphone slot, but it didn't seem to work, so I don't really know what that's for. Volume, on and off button, and contrast, which is important. Now, I'm about to turn this on. Please bear with me for several weeks while I try and get it in a position where you can actually see the picture on the screen. Ready? Nearly. Something's happening. Yes, you can about see that. Time Top, that's the manufacturer. Might be pronounced Timmy Top if you're a bit stupid. Okay, here's the 3 built-in games. Drifter, 2003, and Miner. Now, 2 things to know about the Game King before we begin. The first is it's not a real monarch. The second is very low resolution graphics. You're going to see a lot of blops and blobs here. Well, you might see them if I can angle it right by the light anyway. I would like to point out it's not this difficult to see in real life. It's just something that video cameras seem to have a blind spot for. It's not as bad as the screen of the original Game Boy Advance, where you had to actually sit on the core of the sun in order to see it. OK, Drifter is the first game. Notice the music. It's pretty good. The sound on the Game King is excellent because it only uses little samples. Drifter! He looks like some sort of mouse crossed with something from your nightmares. Start. Oh yes, it's Adventure Island or Wonder Boy, depending where you come from. Ooh, another jumping sound effect. Run, Drifter! Pick up that fruit that flashes in the middle of the air. Keep running, picking up more fruit. Yay! The number 14 is in the corner. That's good luck. Jump on the slug. Jump on it. Nope, I've tried to eat it. Sorry, slug. Go on then, let's go on a bit further. Whee! 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 I'm sure you're getting the hang of this by now. Yeah! Oh, you can't jump on the slug! My faulty memory. I'm thinking of Mario Brothers. Come on then. Oh great, now I've lost the screen. There we are. We can see it again. This looks great if you embed it in a small window, isn't it, this video? Come along! Run! Dodge that slug! Hooray! Ooh, there's something in the air. Now I can throw boomerangs and die touching another slug. Nope, it's all in here. You can get on the skateboard and things like that, except I'm too crap to, by the looks of it. Off! What is the next game? The next game is... Wait for it. That just makes me happy. I've pressed start on Drifter again by accident, haven't I? Good. In the meantime, please amuse yourself by thinking of something funny. Start! 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 Nope, you can't skip it. And I shouldn't keep pressing start, that's what happened last time. 2003. Yep, it's a rip-off of 1942. Except set in the future. I love those little intro sequences all the games have, by the way. Start! Oh yes. Bang! Bang! Shootings! Slow jerkings over background! And look at this, you can even do the loop-the-loop thing. Hey! Just like 1942. The game, not the year. Okay, quick look at the third game in the sequence. Yep, I've heard that too many times already. Miner. Can we guess what this is? Disturbingly explosive mine battle. Or as we call it in the trade, Bomberman. Yep, very abstract figure there. Bang. Basically, you can blow up the blocks that don't have little spots in the middle. Yep, it's a bit slow and a bit crap version of Bomberman. Reminds me a bit of Eric and the Floaters, I think it was called. Really early Bomberman game for the ZX Spectrum. Ask your grandmother. Screen scrolls. Enemies need to get killed. I get bored. That's enough of that. So as you can see, the games aren't exactly fantastic. They are head and shoulders above what I've been reviewing recently, or in fact ever.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there's gonna be a show tonight.
Now, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, that's got a cartridge port on it, but I'll bet they never released any games for it. Well, in that case, you'd be hideously wrong. I've got a few, as you can see. They include Fighter 7, which is a game with spaceships in. The best thing about the Game King, by the way, is that all the games have a ridiculous write-up in really badly broken English. For instance, the write-up for Fighter 7 is: this game adopt amusement and fictitious manner to describe the launch and blast of rocket Fighter 6. It said 7 on the front, didn't it? Oh well, be Fighter 5 in a minute. Player can fire the rocket and make the rocket go through the fixed orbit to avoid the meteorite in outer space to fight with extra terrain in it. Yes. Man, I'm confused. Another wonderful thing about Game King boxes is that all the artwork is ripped off from existing games, or if you're very lucky, from some poor sod's profile on DeviantArt. Seriously, they've trawled the internet and stolen it all. Well, there's warnings. The small parts cannot be used under 3-year-old child to avoid putting into mouth. Sensible. 3-year-old children will be supervised by adult when play the game. Will they? How are you going to make sure that happens? Are you going to send adults round and check over all our shoulders? That's frightening. No protection function when in accident. Sorry? No protection function when in accident. So if you're playing in a car and you had an accident, you would expect this to some way protect you, would you? It has an airbag. Forbid to play under the conditions of high pressure power and strong radiation. Oh, for crying out loud. If you're somewhere with high pressure or high radiation, you're hardly going to be playing on this thing, are you? You're going to be slowly dying as your skin peels off. Right, that was really strange, even for strange Chinese stuff. Right, let's try and get my head back into gear so I can look at F1 2004 Racing. It's got cars, it races. I'm not going to read all the backs of these. The simple reason being I'm going to make a separate video where I go through all these games, and I'll do that on that. Penguin. It's a bit like Tux Racer off Linux, only the same. Dino Adventure Island. I can't remember what this game was, but it had absolutely nothing to do with dinosaurs, adventures, or islands. But actually it's called Dino Adventure Legend. I apologise, I've forgotten how to read. That's what the Game King does to you. Duckman! Here we are, the sort of hippie Keanu Reeves from The Matrix. I don't know what he's doing with ducks, but I'm quite glad it isn't showing him below the waistline. What's this? Supermotor. It's got bikes in. Ooh, it's the front from Chaos Legion, I believe, on PC, isn't it? Street Hero. He's a hero. He's in the street. Something happens. Happy Killer. Okay, that's really strange. Happy Killer. Nope, don't even want to think about when that one's around. Popper. Somebody who takes drugs. Nope, it's Maximo and the Army of Zin, judging by the stolen artwork, but Popper. I wonder what it is. Actually, I remember what this one is. It's another Bomberman clone, exactly the same as the built-in one, pretty much, except with different music. And Ares, or Ares or something. I'm sure I read somewhere that this was the picture stolen from DeviantArt. Poor man, he draws for amusement, and it gets nicked and used to sell tat. Someday in 21st century, the Earth was attached by exotic. I love that line. Right, that's them games. But we're not at the end yet, folks. For you see, I haven't actually shown you one of the cartridges, have I? Well, I have one out of the box, because it didn't come in a box, I don't think. They look suspiciously like original Game Boy cartridges. Here is an original Game Boy cartridge. See what I mean? Slightly different shape, horribly protruding PCB, but hey, it's roughly the same. This one has 4 games on. Seaguard. I can't read what that says. I think it says Whirlybird. Spectask. Marvellous name, and Captain. The strange thing about this is, despite containing 4 games, whereas all the other cartridges contain 1, the games on this are far in advance of anything else on the Game King. They're basically versions of the other games, but massively enhanced, with like extra gameplay options and more things going on. Let me try and demonstrate. Shove it in. Click it goes, and doesn't really sit very nicely. It pokes out by about 3/4 of a nautical mile. Right, turn her on. I'm so sick of this now. Yes, thank you, Time Top. We all love your logo, even though we can't see what it is. Right, Whirlybird, Captain, Seaguard, Spectask. Sounds like a nonsense poem. Whirlybird, for instance. There it is, a bird whirling. Oh, it's fallen to bits. Yep, I know that feeling. Now, this game, you'll notice, is suspiciously similar to 2003 was the one we played earlier, wasn't it? Except now you can also shoot down as well as across. So you get enemies on the floor, and you have to press the other fire button to destroy them. There we go. There, you see. Well, you probably can't see, it's virtually impossible to see the screen, and I just moved it so that the halogen light completely obscured everything. But otherwise, I'm correct, honest. Ooh, it has proper power-ups as well. Well, that one didn't seem to do anything. Yes, it did. I'm now firing rockets down instead of machine gun fire. So you see, just like the other games, but a little bit better. Go on, I'll show another one, just a matter of interest. Oh no, I have to sit through this again. I'm beginning to hate you, Time Top, with quite a passion. Okay, let's go to Spectask, because it clearly has the most stupid name in the history of stupid names. I'd forgotten that sound effect. Whoa. Thanks for that. It's like Streets of Rage, only shite. You have 2 moves. Punchy punchy, jumpy jumpy kicky kicky, where your leg grows to a disturbing length. Needless to say, you can defeat everybody with 1 move, which is handy because you've pretty much only got the one. Yep, it's slow and dull, and it's exactly the same as the game Street Hero that we looked at the box for earlier. Except, with the fantastic multi-cartridge extra gameplay features, on this one, you can actually pick up different weapons like knives and machine guns and things and throw them at people. In fact, I've got something there. No, I haven't. But anyway, there's a select screen where you can then choose what you want to maim people with, assuming you've picked them up. That's enough of that. Or is it? Oh, go on, one more. Just because we love the Time Top logo so much. Deary me. They should be paying me for the amount of advertising they've got today. Apart from the part where I said all their games were shit, of course. Right, Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. What is this about? Spaceship? Nope, it's formed some bloke. Captain. Marvellous. What is Captain? Good grief. It's Mega Man, only made out of blobs. Funky music. Yep, we're pretty much getting the idea here. Seems remarkably difficult to avoid the enemies, mainly because the controls are a little bit loose, but also, of course, due to the ultra-low resolution, you've got nowhere to actually move to. He looks like he was made by sticking one potato on top of another with spiders coming out the bottom. That's disturbing me. Now, here's something I wasn't going to do, but damn it, the time has come where I must address these things. Every time I review anything that has a cartridge slot in it that looks even vaguely similar to an existing cartridge on an existing system, I get 457,000 emails from people saying, will it accept cartridges from the other system? And it never does. Allow me to demonstrate. Game Boy. I would like to put this cartridge in here. Oh no, it won't fit. And even if it did, it wouldn't work anyway because the guts are different to a Game Boy, aren't they? Ugh, I don't know what it is about you people. You're obsessed with sticking things in the wrong slot. Very Freudian. Now, you'll doubtless be ecstatic to hear that there was a Game King 2, because Time Top obviously thought there were many improvements they could make to their unit. Either that or they just want to rip off the PSP this time. Yep, Game King 2, or possibly Game King the 2nd, comes in this lovely box. Well, presumably that came in a box at some stage, but I didn't get it. Comes in a variety of stupid colours, including silver, black, which actually looks PSP, and some other ones. Here's the story brief for Drifter and things. Oh, I didn't notice this. What is the story for Drifter then? I'm sure the realistic story would be we saw Wonder Boy and wanted to rip it off. But their story goes, according to the recording of history, there is an island named Gold Island on the Pacific Ocean storing the enormous treasures. So the tramp drives the ship to seek the island alone. After long-term vagrancy, the tramp found the island eventually, but they are facing various monsters and obstacles on the island. Long-term vagrancy, that's the first entry on my resume, you know. Okay, what lives in the box? Some sort of warranty card, I think. Fair enough. Marvellous. Fantastically thick instruction manual. Quite a bit of it in English by the looks of it. Oh yes, we're getting these story briefs again. I love these. Go on, let's have the one for Channel Battle 2003. Channel Battle? Someday in 21st century, our marginal sea was suffered the attack of enemy's planes suddenly. For safeguarding our motherland and territorial integrity, our Ni-52 Air Force team received the order and launched a soul-stirring air battle with the enemy. Ooh, I like having my soul stirred. Go on then, what's the story for Minor? I've just seen one of the character names. I think this may be priceless. In one accident, Nanny enter into the evil spirit world. After experiencing all sorts of difficulties, Nanny found the time channel to get back to the modern society at last. However, there are 25 toll gates in the channel and there are various evil who are defending in each toll gate. In order to come back, Nanny used the modern weapon to defeat the various kinds of evil. Nanny, that's wonderful. Is it Mary Poppins? She looked like she could enter spirit worlds. Okay, enough of this tut. Here is the device itself. It now takes 3 AAAs. Oh no, 50% increase in consumables. But there's a reason for that. Apart from having those horrible split joypads, which is far harder to use than the original Game King, it does have a backlight, so you can actually see the screen. Right, I'm going to turn it on to normal with that backlight first. I'll show you why. The contrast is broken, and I want to point it out. I'm also going to obscure the screen and sing during the Time Top logo, because frankly I can't stand it anymore. La 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 la. Right. Now you can see it's very dark, isn't it? That's because the contrast goes from literally black, so you can't see it, to sort of not quite black. It's almost impossible to see the naked eye as well, this one. Which is why we're going to turn the light off and have a look at the backlight. Are you ready? This is going to really mess the camera's autofocusing up. Ooh, we're in the dark. Yay! Now, you may have noticed that it's still... Oh no, actually, it looks better on the video camera than it does in real life, this one. In real life, when you look at this, all you can see is the stupid background of the mountain. Now if you play Drifter, yeah, we know, get on with it. See, the background's pretty good, because you can imagine Mr. Mousy Leapy Man actually running in front of a mountain. But of course, it's permanently there, and it doesn't work for any of the other games. For instance, la la la, la la, anything but Time Top, la la la, la la la. You see, if we go to 2003, for instance... Oh no, actually it is getting quite difficult to see on the screen as well. Suddenly, all the water has this big mountain in. So well done, Time Top, by attempting to improve it by giving us a backlight, or front light I suppose it technically is. Your absolutely ridiculous stupidity of putting that silly picture in the background has made it almost completely unusable, unless you permanently look at it through a video camera while playing it. There's an idea. Oh well, in conclusion, I think that the Game King, well, its name isn't entirely unjustified because it is kind of the digital equivalent of the British royal family. An ugly, outdated embarrassment with no real power behind it. Uh-oh.